Welcome to all. I hope all of you are well and safe. Today I would like to discuss about chapter 8. This is your revision class. The topics for today: chemical reaction and its classification, and the next topic is electrolysis and its mechanism. These are the topics for today. First, chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. It is a process or sense in which two or more than two substances mixed with each other and produce a new substance of different characteristics is known as chemical reaction. That means the process in which two or more than two substances mixed with each other and produce a different substance of different characteristics is known as chemical reaction. Suppose hydrogen and oxygen mix with each other and produce H2O. So the properties or characteristics of newly formed substance is different from the previous two. So this process is chemical reaction. So the equation which is used to express a chemical reaction is known as chemical equation. So this is an chemical equation, and in a chemical equation between the previous substance and newly formed substance, arrow sign or equal sign is used. Arrow sign or equal sign is used, and the previous substance is known as reactant and the newly formed substance is product. So previous substance are reactant and newly formed substance is product, and between reactant and product arrow sign or equal sign is used. When arrow sign is used, so it doesn't need to balance the reaction or equation, but if we use equal sign between reactant and product, then we have to balance the equation. So the previous substance, that means reactant, is the prior state of a chemical equation or reaction, and product is resultant state. So this is the fundamental topics in a chemical reaction or equation. Now to balance the chemical equation, to balance the chemical equation, suppose the reaction H2O. Whenever we will balance the reaction, then we have to use equal sign between reactant and product. So in this case hydrogen, in this case oxygen is 2, but in a product oxygen is 1, so we have to multiply by 2. After multiplying 2, hydrogen will be 4, so to equal we have to multiply 2, that means 2 and 2 hydrogen atom, and here 1 and 2 hydrogen atom, here also 2 plus 1, so here 4 and 2, this is 2 multiplied by 3, that means 6, and in left side total number of atoms is 6. So it is clear that in a chemical reaction the total number of atoms in reactant and the total number of atoms in product must be equal. There is no change of number of atoms. So this is the way by which we can balance the chemical reaction or chemical equation. Next, classification of chemical reaction. Classification of chemical reaction. Number 1, addition reaction. Number 2, combustion reaction. Number 3, substitution reaction. Number 4, decomposition reaction. And some special type of reaction, suppose neutralization reaction, hydrolysis reaction, hydration reaction. These are not available in your syllabus, but neutralization reaction is the topics of your syllabus. So addition reaction, combustion reaction, substitution reaction, decomposition reaction. First, addition reaction. Addition reaction. Suppose iron reacts with sulfur and produce iron sulfide, and ammonia reacts with HCl and produce ammonium chloride. So these two reactions are the example of addition reaction. The reaction in which two or more than two substances react with each other and produce product of different characteristics is known as addition reaction. So in the case of reactant, if the reactants are element, then this type of reaction is especially called synthesis reaction. So the first one, both iron and sulfur are element. That is why first one is synthesis reaction. But in case of 2, that means number 2 reaction, both ammonia and HCl is compound. So this is only addition reaction. So what is the difference between these two type of reaction? The difference is that for synthesis reaction, reactants must be element, but addition reaction there is no limitation. Either it may be compound or element. So we can say that all synthesis reaction are addition reaction, but all addition reactions are not synthesis reaction. It is very important question. All synthesis reaction are addition reaction, but all addition reaction are not synthesis reaction. Explain. This is very important question for comprehensive based question. So next, combustion reaction. Combustion reaction is that the reaction in which a substance reacts with oxygen and produce product of different characteristics is known as combustion reaction. So, for example, magnesium reacts with oxygen and produce magnesium oxide, and that is why it is a combustion reaction. So, this is also a synthesis reaction because magnesium and oxygen both are element. Next, substitution reaction. The reaction in which an atom replaces another one from a compound and occupies its space is known as substitution reaction. For example, iron reacts with sulfuric acid and produce ApSO4 and replace the position of hydrogen and occupies its space or place and formed ApSO4. That is why it is an example of substitution reaction. Next, a decomposition reaction. The reaction in which a substance decomposed to more than two substance of different characteristics is known as decomposition reaction. Suppose calcium carbonate, if we heat on calcium carbonate, then it will be calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this is a decomposition reaction. And last, neutralization reaction. The reaction in which acid or alkali reacts with each other and produce neutral substance is known as neutralization reaction. Suppose HCl reacts with NaOH and produce NaCl and H2O. So HCl is acidic in nature and NaOH is alkaline in nature. So it reacts with each other and produce neutral substance NaCl and H2O. So this is a neutralization reaction. Now electrolysis. So electrolysis is the process by which or in which chemical reaction is occurred by following electricity. So there are some terms of this process. Suppose anode, cathode, electrolyte, an electrolytic cell. These are the new term of these topics. So first, electrolyte. Electrolyte is the substance that conduct electricity in molten or dissolved state, but doesn't conduct electricity in solid state. This is electrolyte. Anode, the electrode which is connected to the positive port of battery source or electric source is known as anode. That means the electrode at which oxidation reaction is occurred is known as electrode. And cathode, the electrode at which reduction reaction is occurred, that means the electrode which is connected to the negative port of battery is known as cathode. Suppose this is a pot, either it may be made of glass or metal, and this pot is partially filled with electrolyte. Suppose this electrolyte is NaCl. So NaCl will be at Na plus and Cl minus. That is why Na plus Cl minus. And two electrode is immersed in this solution, and one is connected to the positive port of battery, this is battery, and another one is connected to the negative port of battery. So the electrode which is connected to the positive port of battery, this is anode, and this is cathode. So when we complete the circuit, then electricity flow towards the anode, and then negative charge, that means anion, will be attracted by this anode and eliminate one electron and produce free chlorine, and 2 chlorine forms chlorine molecule. This is a reaction in anode. This is reaction in anode. Then the eliminated electron follows towards the cathode. Then when this eliminated electron reaches at the cathode, then sodium ion from the solution will receive that electron and forms free sodium, and this is reaction in cathode. By this process, the chemical reaction, that means the reaction in anode and the reaction in cathode, is occurred by following electricity, and this process is electrolysis. and the cell in which this process is carried out is known as electrolytic cell. So you will be learned elaborately, when you will be the student of higher level. So this is the electrolysis process, and the total system, that means the pot or container in which this process is carried out, is known as electrolytic cell. So this is the overall electrolysis process. I think all of you have understood this, so be serious about these topics, and study hard and be safe. Thank you very much.